Now, oftentimes you'll see people, when they're talking about multiplying two binomials, they'll use something called the FOIL method. And FOIL, just for future reference, stands, F-O-Y-L. This is first, outer, inner, last. And what this is referring to is it's describing the four different terms you'll end up getting here. If we take the first times the first, the first of each of these, this is RS. If we take the outer, so I'm envisioning the R and the S are the outer terms, this is 6R. Then we'll do the inner terms, this is negative 2 times S, so it's a negative 2S. And then we do the last, which is negative 2 times 6, which is negative 12. So I generally don't like teaching the FOIL method because, yes, it does work perfectly fine for taking a binomial times a binomial. It actually gives us the exact same terms in the exact same order that we would get if I was taking the way that I described. If I started with the R, and I'm going to distribute the R to each of the terms in the second parentheses. So R times S, R times 6, that's 6R. Negative 2 times S, which is negative 2S, and then negative 2 times 6, which is negative 12. You can see it gives us the exact same terms in the exact same order. The reason I am not a big fan of the FOIL method is because this, while it works for when you take two terms times two terms, it does not work if you have three terms in either of these, or more. So if you had something like A plus B plus C, times D plus E plus F, and you're trying to multiply these together. The FOIL method doesn't tell you anything about how to do this, but my general recommendation of take each term in the first parentheses times each term in the second parentheses, that works perfectly fine. A times D is AD, A times E is AE, A times F is AF, and then I'd move on to the B. B times D is BD, then BE, then BF. That's those two. And then I'll do the C's, which is plus CD, plus CE, plus CF. So, if you have... I'm a fan of just teaching the general method, especially since it's not really any more complicated than the FOIL method, but it extends much more easily. So that's why this is the only time you're going to hear me talking about the FOIL method in this class. I'm going to just continue using my general technique of distributing each term in the first parentheses to each term in the second parentheses, and that works perfectly fine. Alright, so I'm doing this example. I'll take the 3x times the 2x. 3 times 2 is 6. X times x is x squared. 3x times the negative 5, well, that's a negative 15x. Then I'll take my 4 times the 2x, which gives me 8x. And the 4 times the negative 5, which gives me a negative 20. Alright, to finish this up, I need to combine these two middle terms since they are like terms. So we get 6x squared, the negative 15 and the positive 8 combine to give me a negative 7. And I keep the same variable part, so they're x's, so it stays in x. So I get 6x squared minus 7x minus 20. Alright, on this one, just more examples. 3a times a is 3a squared. 3a times negative 4 is negative 12a. 1 times a is a. And 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. So when I combine the middle terms here, we get 3a squared minus 11a minus 4. You can see I combine them. The negative 12 combined with the positive 1 to get me a negative 11 there. This is a pretty common pattern that happens where you combine the middle terms. It doesn't always happen that way, but like I said, it is fairly common. Alright, on this one, we take 3a times 5a, which is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. A times a is a squared. 3a times negative 2b is, well, let's see, negative 6, because that's 3 times negative 2. It's a 6. A times b is ab. Okay. Distributing my negative 4b. You do have to remember that it's a negative 4b there. Negative 4b times 5a. That's negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. We have an a and a b. Then I'll do negative 4b times negative 2b. Negative 4 times negative 2 is a positive 8. B times b is b squared. And again, you can see these middle two terms can combine because they both have a variable part of ab. So when I add their coefficients, negative 6 plus negative 20 is negative 26, so we get 15a squared minus 26ab plus 8b squared.